everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are taking these innocent little carrots and turning them into something more exciting, carrot cake. Moist, spiced, and topped with a creamy, dreamy cream cheese frosting. It's basically a salad. Well, a delicious cake-like salad. This recipe is simple, packed with flavor, and perfect for any occasion. Whether you're baking for a gathering or just want to indulge in a homemade treat, this cake is sure to impress. So grab your ingredients, preheat your oven, and let's get baking, because nothing beats a homemade cake made from scratch with love and care. About carrot cake. Did you guys know that carrot cake started in the Middle Ages, and it was actually carrots? They used it as a substitute for sugar. Did you know that carrot cake is America's #1 cake? The cream cheese frosting was actually added to the carrot cake here in America, which is also what gained it so much popularity here in the States. So you're gonna want to start this recipe off by grating up your carrots. Get those done and out of the way before we start working on mixing all the other ingredients together. You're gonna wanna start this recipe off with 3 cups of grated carrots. It's roughly about 3 large carrots. We're gonna wanna set this off to the side as we're not gonna use this quite yet. Gonna wanna start with a large bowl and start with mixing 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. You're just gonna wanna mix this until all the spices and the flour are all mixed together. And then you're gonna wanna set this off to the side. In another large mixing bowl, you're gonna wanna add 2 cups of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 4 eggs. Now you're going to want to beat this with an electric mixer until well combined. You got all of your wet ingredients well combined, you're now going to want to add your flour mixture into your wet ingredients. Dry and your wet ingredients all well combined together. Now comes the exciting part, which totally makes this a carrot cake. Add your 3 cups of carrots. Now you don't want to mix this. You're going to want to fold these carrots into the cake. You don't want to overmix it, but you don't want to undermix it either. Got all of my grated carrots mixed into my cake batter. Now would be the time to add, totally optional, but either some pecans or some walnuts. Unfortunately, guys, I do not like pecans or walnuts in my desserts, so I'm not going to be adding any. But if you were going to be adding some, now would be the time. And then just like the carrots, you're just going to kind of want to fold those in as well. Take your cake pans. I'm using 9-inch round cake pans. You can go ahead and use a 9x13, make a sheet cake, whatever you guys prefer, whatever you have on hand. And you're gonna just wanna divide your batter up. I'm gonna have to divide it between the two, as I'm doing a 2-layer cake. or just dump it all in your pan. You're gonna wanna bake these in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes. Let these cakes cool off a little bit and get to making the best part, which is the cream cheese frosting. I'm gonna start off with a half a cup or 1 stick of softened butter and 8 ounces of cream cheese. You're gonna wanna cream this together with an electric mixer about 2 or 3 minutes. Now comes the most exciting sweet part, which is the powdered sugar. And you're gonna wanna add 4 cups of powdered sugar, but you're just gonna wanna add a little bit amount and mix it in between. Sugar mixed in with the butter and the cream cheese, you're gonna wanna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mix that in till it's well combined. Now the secret to making the perfect frosting is all about the consistency. And I'm looking at my frosting right now, and I can tell you guys right now, this is going to be a little bit hard to spread on the cake right now. So to fix that, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of milk, and hopefully that will thin it down just a little bit. All right, that 1 tablespoon of milk, once I got it all mixed in there, seemed to have done the trick. It is a little bit easier now to work with. Now you may or may not need to add maybe another tablespoon if it's still a little too thick to work with, but that's okay. You can add as much milk as you need to get the right consistency for you to work with it to frost your cakes. Sometimes mistakes happen, guys. And as I was pulling this cake right out of the cake pan, as you guys can see, it kind of fell apart. But that's okay. Sometimes accidents can turn out to be the most delicious treats in the world. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cover this all up with frosting. You won't even know the difference. And I'm hoping that this other one comes out nicely. I'm gonna try to get a nice kind of thicker layer here in the middle on this top. Actually, it's the bottom layer of this tier, and then I'll go ahead and slide the other one right on top, and then I'll frost the whole thing around. It's a good thing I went a little bit lighter on the frosting, because before I added that milk, it was just way too thick to mess with, and would have made it a lot harder to fix this bottom layer of cake here. So I did manage to get the frosting on a pretty good layer. It does not look the best, but I promise you guys, it does not change the flavor of this at all. It's still gonna taste very, very good. And once I put that top layer on, you're not even gonna see any of this. And there you have it, moist, spiced, and smothered in the most luscious cream cheese frosting. If this doesn't convey "I don't like carrot cake," people, I don't know what will. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more delicious bakes. And comment below and let me know if you are team nuts or no nuts. Thanks so much for watching. Happy baking, and remember, vegetables and cake totally counts as a balanced diet.